All right, guys, so this is going to be the first video in our Hudl introduction. So this is going to be just a general overview of the Hudl site, kind of show you where everything is. So starting off here, this is your home page. Nothing really earth-shattering here. You can see that, we have a feed like you would for your Instagram or your Twitter feed. There are a couple other things that you can go ahead and click through here that's just going to give you some things that you can look at. So once again, we are here on the home page. And if you go ahead and you click the explore page, it's going to be very similar to what you just saw in the feed. Go ahead back over to home. And the first thing we're going to do is, look at our video. So as you scroll over these tabs, there's going to be a drop-down menu for you. So we're going to go ahead and click library. And this is going to be where all of your videos, readily available for you. So these are split into season, and then you can go ahead and subcategorize them even further. So, we'll go to, our game footage, some opponent scout. We also have, our practices by day as well. So however, your program works is going to be, what it's going to look like for you. So that's going to be your video. We'll go ahead to manage library here in the same video tab. And this is going to be where your more extensive library is. So if you remember looking back in the practices, we didn't have 33 playlists of data available there. So this is where, if you hide some playlists or things like that, this is going to be where you're going to find your more extensive library. Also here, you're going to be able to do a couple things. Share, you can also do this in the main library tab as well. But unshare, download, copy, move, and delete. Those are things that you're not going to be able to do in this main library tab. So, if you ever need to download and store on an external drive, or you want to make some highlight videos, things like that, you can download each playlist here. You can also unshare, so it's not available to everyone. You can even unshare it from everyone. So for us, once we upload each angle, we go ahead and unshare it. That way it's not clunky for everyone on the coaching staff or on the team. And then, you can also delete in the main video file, but, if you want to go through and see what, your usage is and make some more informed deletions, you can also do that here as well. So there are a couple other things that, we'll get into some other videos on, but that's going to be your general overview. Your exchanges, so you have both your direct and your pool exchanges under this tab. So direct exchange would be just, a one-way with one team, or I guess a two-way, you send a video, they send video back. This is, I guess, common maybe for some teams that aren't in a league pool, or, if you just want to send outside of your league or, what have you, if you just, want to share video with other coaches, this is where you would do that. Or you could go to the pool. So if your, conference or your league is in a pool, a Hudl pool, this is where you're able to add your video. Now, obviously we're not in the season right now, but if we were in the season, it would have the list of games that have been played that's available for us to download into our library. So this is where you're going to find, those exchanges, either direct or pool. Play tools. So, I'm not going to click on our library or our playbook for obvious reasons because our plays are in there. But, this is where you're going to be able to, draw up your plays, be able to share those with your team in this tab. And then also your practice scripts are here as well. Same thing, I'm not going to click on that, but that's where you're going to be able to fill out your practice scripts, download them, print them out, things of that nature. All right, moving on here from the play tools, we're going to go ahead to our team tab. So you can go ahead and click on your team profile. So this is where, if teams or students or student athletes are looking up your, whether it's a high school or a college, this is what they're going to see. They're going to be able to see some of your recent games, some of your highlights. obviously here in your timeline, your schedule, things of that nature. So from here, you can go ahead and, manage your team. So this is going to be where obviously you can go ahead and add members, whether it's, a staff member, a coach, a student athlete, what have you. You can go ahead and separate them into groups down here as well, and filter them by season over here. Also going to be able to export it to Excel, and you can go ahead and, message group message your athletes here as well. So moving on in the team tab, your schedule. So this is going to be important for you. Obviously you want to go ahead and start with creating a new season. So, that's what this will look like. Whenever we're ready to hop on the 2021 season. And then you can go ahead and add events for each game, which is going to populate into your schedule, which we saw earlier here. And, we make different events for everything. So for, fall camp, for each game week practices, we go ahead and we split it up to make it efficient. So there's your schedule, your stats. So as you go ahead and you fill in your, you tag your film, you fill in yard line, things like that, ball carrier, it's going to go ahead and automatically auto-populate here in your stats. So, I know whenever I was coaching high school, this was something that was important, to make sure all the stats were correct on Hudl, because this is how we kept our stats. In college, we have our SID, go ahead and stat our games, but this is, important if you want to find your stats. Then you can go ahead and go game by game. It'll give you a breakdown of your season stats, things like that. So there you go. Recruiting, I'm not sure how this looks from a high school coach's perspective, but for us at the college level, we have a recruiting service that we use through Hudl. That's where you'll find that within your team. And you can go ahead here in your team settings. So your breakdown data, this is going to be while you're filling out, tagging your film, this is going to be determined as to what you can put in some tags. Also, what data you would like. So, Hudl automatically gives you some stuff. If you would like, your own breakdown data, you can go ahead and you can add your own. You can also tag formation names. If you use Hudl Assist, this is, something that you're going to have to go ahead and do. So once again, this is in team and then team settings. So moving on here, your highlights. So this is where, whenever, a lot of times when your players go ahead and click highlight and, you highlight plays, this is where they're going to end up here in these highlight videos. I'm not too familiar with this. I don't use this a lot, but this is where this is going to be. Hudl Beta. So this is something that I know Hudl is trying to do, some new technology. So this is, where you're going to be able to go for some more crisp breakdown data. I know they're still working on this. I haven't explored this a whole lot yet, but we'll get to that. So the last couple things that we're going to touch on, this upload button. So, I'll go ahead and I'll make some future videos on this, but whenever you want to upload some video, this is where, you're going to find that in this upload tab. You also have some notifications here in this top corner, messaging, whether for your team or, what have you. Rolling through here, in this last tab is going to be for, your account settings and things like that. So, billing, Hudl Technique is another service that Hudl provides. They provide their own app that you can do some cool things with. And then obviously, we talked about highlights, your profile, I guess, is the last thing that we'll click on. You can just kind of see, your own personal Hudl profile. So that's going to conclude our Hudl overview. If you have any questions, please go ahead and comment them below. And I appreciate you for watching and look forward to teaching you some more Hudl tips and tricks.